In the top stories, Prime Minister Harris to host Leadership Matters on Tuesday. Taxi drivers to meet with tourism officials this week, and youth encouraged to be innovative and become entrepreneurs. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Welcome to the beautiful islands of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today we'll be spending time with the Wilberts. They're a happy family that love liming, and with plenty of food and drink to go around, life is good, but not for long. Sadly, the Wilberts never paid attention to what they ate or drank. And when asked to reduce those sugary drinks, they joked and said, "We will, but not today." Unfortunately, a year later, Mr. Wilbert had a stroke. And a few months after that, Mrs. Wilbert was diagnosed with diabetes. From hospital bills and the cost of drugs to time off work, this began to take its toll on the family. But it wasn't until they saw the effect it was having on their children that they finally decided to make a change. You see, the Wilberts realized their family was already sweet enough, and a healthy lifestyle was the best gift they could ever give them. What gift will you give your children?
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. The virtual town hall series Leadership Matters with Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris continues on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Prime Minister Harris will be joined by Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws, CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority Raquel Brown, and Divisional Commander for District A, Superintendent Cromwell Henry. The general public is encouraged to tune in as Prime Minister Harris and his guests discuss a number of important matters, including the revival of the tourism sector. Leadership Matters simulcast on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM and other participating radio stations, and is also streamed live on social media platforms including the Facebook and YouTube pages of the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service, SKNIS. Representatives of the local taxi driver bodies will be heading back into talks with tourism officials on Wednesday to address various concerns. During a press conference on Friday, Minister of Tourism, Honorable Lindsay Grant, said that the ministry held a preliminary meeting with taxi driver representatives to discuss the dispatch system and other issues. ZIZ spoke with the president of the St. Kitts Taxi Cooperative, Sylvester Socrates Hodge, who explained that the meeting came about after certain drivers moved to strike if their concerns were not addressed.
There were two courses of action ongoing at the same time. We have the president decided to take a measured approach in addressing the issue at Pozante in terms of collecting signatures to form a petition to approach the authorities. Other taxi drivers who were not prepared to wait because they face enough frustration every day decided on a strike action to block the Pozzante, etc. As a result, the government stepped in to head that off. It resulted in a meeting where all the stakeholders were there expressing their point of view as to what was happening, what needed to be changed, etc., etc. So we were offered a meeting for next Wednesday by the Tourism Authority to address this problem.
He said the upcoming meeting is critical as there is a need for dialogue between all relevant parties to find workable solutions for everyone involved. A young businesswoman is encouraging other young persons to be innovative and pursue their own unique business ideas as the global health crisis created by COVID-19 has spurred invention in many sectors around the world. Tawana Wigley of Rely Connect Services was made redundant from a job in the hospitality industry due to the downturn in economic activity. She partnered with another individual and started the company, which offers marketing and administrative services. Ms. Wigley attended the Youth Rap session organized by the Department of Youth Empowerment on November 17th.
We're now in a climate where you have to create your own opportunities. You can't sit and wait around for anyone. So I think entrepreneurship is very important, whether it's a skill that you have and you develop it and you say, you know what, I'm going to put my all behind it. I think that moving forward, I think entrepreneurship is definitely the way to go. Even if it's not your main source of income, I think that you should always try to harvest whatever talent you have or skills that you have and push it into a business.
Minister of Youth Honorable Jonelle Powell said that the global financial fallout from the pandemic has affected job opportunities in St. Kitts and Nevis. He challenged the youth to be innovative after completing their studies.
There are so many initiatives that are ripe for them to take advantage of, to do their own things, and that is what we want to do: encourage a lot more entrepreneurship, encourage a lot more proactiveness amongst young people. It might not get them all the way, but it might get them somewhere as opposed to them sitting and doing nothing.
According to information out of government headquarters, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has been doing its part to facilitate business creation by offering special financing through the St. Kitts and Nevis Development Bank, tax credits, business training and incubation spaces for startups. In observing Diabetes Awareness Week last week, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws has highlighted the relationship the disease shares with COVID-19. During her most recent COVID-19 briefing, Dr. Laws said, quote, "In the context of COVID-19, it is very important for you to maintain normal blood sugar levels. So if you are diabetic and perchance contract COVID-19, you fare better if your blood sugar values are within the normal range," end quote. She encouraged accessing care at health centers around the island or at patients' primary physicians. Activities to mark the week included a church service, secondary school visits, and a panel discussion on ZIZ TV, a virtual symposium with high schools, a public screening at the Independence Square on Friday, and a walk between the Cenotaph and ECCB on Saturday. After the break, World Fisheries Day fishing competition held, and Prime Minister Harris to host activities in observance of his 28th anniversary as a parliamentarian. Stay with us.
Hello?
Hey babe, did you sign up for Flow Internet?
Yeah, because it's the best deal. Big savings. Just by combining our mobile with Flow Internet, I save hundreds of dollars a month on our mobile, which practically pays for the internet at home. And I got double data. Best decision ever.
Double data and big mobile savings? What about me, babe?
I wouldn't leave you out. With Flow, you get up to 4 lines with all these benefits.
Switch to Flow Postpaid and sign up for internet for big mobile savings and double data as low as $80 per line. Visit discoverflow.co for details. Conditions apply.
Paint it, style it, improve it. Your walls, paint it. Your rooms, style it. Your home, improve it with huge savings at the Hawksville's Building and Nevis Center's Paint It, Style It, Improve It sales event. Come to Hawksville's Building and Nevis Center now and get savings of 25% off all paints, plus deals and discounts store-wide on home improvement items.
Paint it with 25% off all paints.
style it, and improve it with other deals and discounts store-wide. It's your home, so paint it, style it, and improve it at the Hawksfield's Building and Nevis Center. Paint it, style it, improve it. Sales event. 25% off all paints and more. Come now. Save big and simply paint it, style it, and improve it. Event starts now and ends December 31st, 2021. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
I want it all. Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call Kane Agencies at 869-465-3333 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Welcome back. Over the weekend, the Department of Marine Resources hosted its inaugural World Fisheries Day fishing competition, with prizes being awarded for the biggest shack, biggest yellowfin tuna, and even the overall best dressed crew. The event was held at Deep Bay on Saturday. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Ron Collins, offered his perception of the day's event.
The support and the participation by the fishers have been tremendous. In fact, the general public has come out in large numbers beyond what we expected, and the event is really to promote the ocean pelagics. I'm seeing some large, very large fish being caught and pulled on shore. I think in terms of the coordination of the championship itself, that has gone very well, and the fishermen have showed their skills in this area. So we are very pleased. I'm seeing fish, very large fish being weighed. So the fishers have done again their best, and they have not disappointed us. We continue to celebrate the skill set that is here in our federation among our fishers.
At the end of the competition, Kenneth Millard was awarded the prize for biggest shack, Darwin Francis for best poundage and biggest yellowfin tuna. Second place for best yellowfin tuna was awarded to Michael Maynard. Kevin Bennett was awarded biggest mahi-mahi. Second place went to Skylar Bradshaw. Biggest wahoo went to Alexis Hazel, with second place going to Everton Ford. Finally, overall best dressed crew was awarded to Gaston Dixon. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris will on Monday, November 29, 2021, celebrate 28 years in elective politics and as the parliamentary representative for St. Christopher 7. In observance of his 28 years of service as a parliamentarian, Prime Minister Harris will be hosting a series of activities designed to show his appreciation to the people for their continued and unwavering support. Among the activities planned for Dr. Harris's anniversary celebration are tours of several institutions and developments taking place across the constituency, community walkthroughs, a health walk, one-on-one consultations with the people, and a special church service. Prime Minister Harris recently presented scholarship support of EC $500 to 103 students residing in the constituency. This also formed part of Dr. Harris's celebratory activities. Prime Minister Harris first contested elections on November 29, 1993, and became the people's representative for constituency number 7. Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris is the longest-serving minister in federal government in the history of St. Kitts and Nevis. On Friday, the Department of Community Development and Social Services held a retirement activity for outgoing Deputy Director Mrs. Ann Wigley in recognition of her many years of dedicated service. Mrs. Wigley served as the Deputy Director of Social Services and headed the elderly care program there for 21 years. In the past, she worked as a teacher, a senator in Parliament, and an officer at New Horizons Rehabilitation Center. Acting Prime Minister Honorable Sean Richards and Honorable Wendy Phipps, who worked closely with Mrs. Wigley during her stint as Minister of Community Development and Social Services, were among the many persons who paid tribute to the long-serving civil servant on Friday. Acting Prime Minister Richards thanked Mrs. Wigley for her service on behalf of the people and the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. The George Moody Stewart School is celebrating its 60th anniversary with a series of activities this week dubbed Spirit Week. According to a statement from the school, the goal of the week is to highlight the high quality of education that has provided the foundation for several notable persons in the community. The highlight of the week will be Career Day on Tuesday. Other activities include My Favorite Hobby or Sport Day on Wednesday, Hat Day on Thursday, and My Favorite Character Day on Friday. All activities are being held in accordance with COVID-19 protocols. Coming up in regional news, France to send special forces to Guadeloupe after looting and arson. The details when we come back.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call Kane Agencies at 869-465-3333 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Welcome to Bastia Art Gallery and Restaurant, located at North Independence Square Street in the heart of Old Bastia. We are open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. The fresh food and friendly faces will make you feel like a star that you deserve to be. Our chef, with over 20 years of experience in fine dining European restaurants, will surprise you with the best of culinary delights from old Europe. And our multi-talented local chef will treat you with the classics of St. Kitts and the Caribbean. Special prices for groups are available. Come and enjoy the best of Kittitian and European cuisine in one place. For your reservation, call us at 661-6877. Rain or shine, it's time to dine.
And we're moving now to news on the regional scene. France has sent special police officers to its overseas territory of Guadeloupe. There have been nightly disturbances there, alongside a strike to protest against compulsory COVID-19 passes. Al Jazeera's Nadim Baba reports.
Buildings on fire in Pointe-à-Pitre in the Caribbean archipelago of Guadeloupe. This is French overseas territory, and after nearly a week of civil unrest here, the government in Paris is sending reinforcements. On top of the 200 extra personnel already in place, 50 police special forces have just arrived. These pictures are from a local news channel. A nighttime curfew was imposed on Friday, but it hasn't brought calm. More than 30 people were arrested that night alone.
We've ascertained not only that there is disorder, but that live ammunition was used against law enforcement officers. Looting is now taking place on the island, which has, if I may say so, nothing to do with the COVID protest.
Trade unions in Guadeloupe started an indefinite strike on Monday. They're angry about the compulsory vaccination of health workers against COVID-19 and about the French health pass, which is required to access restaurants and cafes, cultural venues, sports arenas and long-distance travel.
Because of this criminal antisocial law which they set up, hundreds of workers are being thrown onto the street, and by extension, thousands of people, because behind each salaried employee, there's a family.
The French government says about 80% of healthcare workers in Guadeloupe have already been vaccinated. It also says road blockades have disrupted supplies to hospitals.
Le coupable, c'est celui qui a mis l'obligation vaccinale.
Blame those who made vaccination compulsory. You can't do that and then suspend staff without salary. They're affected morally and physically, and 50% of staff are suspended, so vaccinated staff will be doing double the work.
The local authority says some electrical facilities near dams have been damaged, causing power outages to some areas. French Prime Minister Jean Castex is set to meet Guadeloupe officials on Monday to discuss the crisis. Nadeem Barber, Al Jazeera.
The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA and the Financial Investigations Division FID signed a memorandum of understanding recently aimed at strengthening both organizations' response to money laundering, organized crime, fraud and financial crime. Here's more.
Taking the profit out of crime, that's the primary mandate of both the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, MOCA, and the Financial Investigations Division, FID. Chief Technical Director of the FID, Selvin Hay, says the recently signed Memorandum of Understanding is aimed at strengthening their response.
It also further signifies the thrust that we have started, in that we wanted to broaden the use of poker across law enforcement. And so this is a signal that, we have two major agencies that are so inclined and have been doing it over the years. Earlier this year we signed an MOU with the JCF, and we're looking to sign an MOU with the Jamaica Customs Agency, along with other partners.
The Proceeds of Crime Act, POCA, is the legislative framework that provides for the investigation, identification and recovery of the profits of crime and for connected matters. The MOU will enhance information sharing, casework assistance, referrals including criminal referrals, and allow for joint operations and investigations. Director General of MOCA, Colonel Desmond Edwards, notes that the MOU will also create better utilization of the finite resources available to both agencies.
We have traditionally worked very closely in conducting our investigations, our very complex investigations. And I believe the formalizing of the relationship will just make the relationship work better, and we will obviously be able to deliver more effective investigations going forward.
Robianne Williams for CVM Live.
Coming up, 5 dead, 40 injured after SUV speeds into U.S. Christmas parade. International news is next.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
We plan for every major life event, from birthday parties to baptisms, and celebrating a life well lived deserves the same thoughtful planning. Beacon's Rest Easy plan is designed to give your loved ones the comfort of knowing that they can do just that. With no underwriting and cover for up to 6 family members that includes certain injuries, this plan can be yours for as little as 75 cents per day. Call us at 465-3333 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Welcome back. An SUV sped through barricades and into a Christmas parade in suburban Milwaukee, killing at least 5 people and injuring more than 40 others. Kathy Hernandez reports.
I saw people right away run to the people that were hit and start doing CPR, and I saw people on the ground, there's blood. It was really bad.
That woman was only feet away as the driver in a red SUV plowed into performers and spectators at a holiday parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. At least 5 people lost their lives and 40 others were injured, many of them children.
It hit at least 2 people right away, rolled over both of them, and then continued down the road. All I heard was screaming and then people yelling out their children's names.
The Archdiocese of Milwaukee says a priest, parishioners, and students were among those injured.
Our community faced horror and tragedy in what should have been a community celebration.
This video shows the driver speeding past the barricades as an officer opened fire to try to stop them. Authorities say the driver may have been involved in an incident with a knife and was fleeing police when he reached the parade. A person of interest with a long criminal history was questioned overnight. As the investigation begins, right now the focus is on the victims.
This is the most important thing, is the families of this tragic event and making sure that the next of kin is conducted, and that we're working with the families.
Police chief says the roads in the area will remain closed and classes are canceled for the day. Reporting live, Kathy Hernandez, KPRC 2 News.
Public health workers in the U.S. are quitting their jobs after facing harassment from their role in the coronavirus restrictions. At the same time, more than half of all states are creating laws that will curb public health powers to force people to do things to stop the spread of COVID-19, such as wearing masks. Al Jazeera's Heidi Jo Castro reports.
Travis Gales was serving as the top health official of Montgomery County, Maryland, when the COVID-19 pandemic arrived. His mission was simple in regard to the county's 1 million residents.
Keep them well and keep them from dying.
As hospitals across the U.S. filled with patients suffering from COVID-19, Gales recommended businesses and schools close and for everyone to wear masks. The policies were restrictive, but worked to keep cases low. And the community in this liberal suburb of Washington, D.C. was supportive, Gale says. But then came signs of impatience.
Well, things became more political. The discussion moved from, hi, good morning, here's where our cases are, here's what the test positivity rate is, and those kinds of things, to, well, things are different. Why can't we do this activity? And why is this particular thing closed? And why is this jurisdiction open? And why aren't we open?
Gales says he also received threats. In emails shared with Al Jazeera, Gales was called a power-hungry loser and an enemy of the people and will be dealt with accordingly.
When I would leave the office, I would try to park in different places and I would take different routes home because, quite frankly, I was concerned about someone following me.
Public health officials all over the country have reported similar experiences or worse. Exhausted from long hours of work, then targeted by members of their own communities for recommending unpopular but life-saving mandates. A year and a half into the pandemic, hundreds have called it quits.
And we just can't have people in public service being threatened for doing their jobs.
Maryland State Senator Ron Young has proposed making threatening a public health worker a crime. But the trend in most of the country has been the opposite, with lawmakers in 32 states introducing 100 new laws to restrict public health actions, citing freedom of choice, and making it harder to enforce mask and vaccine mandates.
It's happening to a great extent because of politics. I mean, if we can't trust and believe the people that are experts in the field, we're in bad shape.
It's feared the backlash against pandemic restrictions has left the U.S. less prepared for the next pandemic. Gales, for one, is among the public health officers who have resigned. He leaves behind a county that, with his early push, now has among the highest vaccination rates in the country, but that still hasn't named his replacement. Heidi Jo Castro, Al Jazeera, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Up next in sports, SKNFA features Romaine Sawyers and Brittany Lawrence. Stay with us.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
First up in sports, as the SKNFA continues to profile its players, today we feature Romaine Sawyers.
One of the Federation's most experienced players is Romaine Sawyers. Born in Birmingham, England, Sawyers has played for several clubs in the UK at different divisions, including the Premier League. The St Kitts and Nevis international started his career as a trainee with West Brom, but got his first taste of first-team action on a loan spell with Port Vale. He also had loan spells with Shrewsbury and Walsall before joining the latter permanently in the summer of 2013. His career continued to flourish in West London as he made 133 appearances, scoring 8 goals in the process. He returned to West Brom in the summer of 2019 and made 43 league and cup appearances in the 2019-2020 season as they secured promotion to the Premier League. Last season, Sawyers clocked up another 23 appearances for Albion and joined Stoke City on loan this campaign. The 30-year-old midfielder has been described as a player with great experience of football at the top end of the championship. Sawyers represented the St Kitts and Nevis national under-23 football team in the second round of the Caribbean Football Union's qualifying phase of the 2012 CONCACAF Men's Olympic Qualifying Championship. In the 3 games the team played, he scored 4 goals. He was called up to the senior team for the qualification of the 2012 Caribbean Cup. He scored a goal and claimed an assist on his debut in a 2-0 win over Anguilla at the Warner Park in Basse-Terre. He has since then remained a major fixture in the national team.
Brittany Lawrence is one of the star players with the St. Kitts and Nevis senior women's team. The St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association profiles Miss Lawrence in its latest player profile.
She's one of 2 St. Kitts and Nevis women players playing professional football in Iceland. At just 26 years old, Brittany Lawrence has developed a colourful career representing St. Kitts and Nevis and the club level. As a striker, her international career for St. Kitts and Nevis is quite impressive. From the 2020 season, for example, she represented the Federation 6 times in CONCACAF Women qualifiers and scored 4 times. In 2018, she appeared in 2 matches, scoring 3 goals. In both seasons, she scored 7 goals in 8 appearances, clocking a total of 712 minutes, an impressive strike rate. On club level, Brittany played for Skotvipins in Sweden in 2019 before earning an opportunity to play professional football in Iceland. In college sports, Brittany played for Oral Roberts University in the US, where she was named a first-team All-League selection. She started in 20 matches for ORU Golden Eagles at the forward position and scored a team-high 10 goals on the season. She was named Summit League Player of the Week 3 times, scored multiple goals in 3 games, tallied 4 goals in consecutive shootouts over Omaha and Denver from October 25 to November 1st, 2015, and shot 40 times on the year with 27 on target for a .675 shot percentage. She scored 3 game winners on the season and was not carded in 1,200 minutes of action. The SKNFA salutes Brittany Lawrence.
And that's it for sports. When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
Whether you're at home or abroad, ZIZ's social media platforms help you stay connected with what's going on in St. Kitts and Nevis. Keep up with daily events by liking our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at ZBC Online. Like our pictures on Instagram and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Also, you can watch us live on the ZIZ mobile app and our website, zizonline.com. No matter where you are, ZIZ is just a click away. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, reaching you wherever you are.
And we're wrapping up with a recap of the top stories. Prime Minister Harris to host the Leadership Matters on Tuesday. Taxi drivers to meet with tourism officials this week. And youth encouraged to be innovative and become entrepreneurs. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carla Berridge. Goodbye.